Greetings, Keishlings. Keisha Prime here with my live reaction of Mashle, Magic and Muscles, Chapter 42. Okay, last chapter, Mash finally got to meet the Divine Visionaries, and his fate is in their hands. Also, I looked up mid-reaction last time because I was like, wait, this name seems familiar. It's the Desert Visionary. Their names are going to be all over the place. I'm not going to remember probably any of them. But it was like Maddle. And I looked it up, and it's like he's the older brother to the Mud one that, or the Mud Mage, I guess you could say, that fought Lance down in the catacombs and whatnot. So, yeah. One is a prestigious member of society, the other one is part of a semi-terrorist group. So, boy, apparently, things can go quite differently in a family, wouldn't you say? But, yeah, and it looks like he is staring Mash down, so, Oh, the title is Mash Bernadette in the Desert Visionary. Okay, this is setting that up, then. What are you, a child? You think throwing a fit will work? I won't go. Oh, yeah, because he embedded his feet, right? Yeah. Very Luffy of him. Okay. And, oh, he disappeared. There's like a little bit of sand there. Oh, he appeared behind him and he's got his wand to his neck. It's like, you're about to go, boy. Okay, he disappeared again. Oh, he made like a blade of sand. It's gonna go in your ear. It's like sand. It's so coarse and gets everywhere. It's about to go in your brain. Wait. Huh? Who said that? Oh, it's the cane dude. Or the cane, like, visionary. Is he a visionary? I forget. But yeah, the one that gave him the candle trial. You say it's unanimous, but you haven't heard my take yet. Oh yeah, he would be a visionary because he is like the cane something. What do they call it? Some of the terminology in this series still eludes me. But anyway, care to listen? Okay, what? Big old sword just appeared, so I'm guessing that's Rain. Or it's the one visionary that has the sword. I believe he was a fire user? I know that sword. Oh, then it is Rain if Mash knows the sword. Okay, we've got two people coming in. I think that's Rain on the left. I'm not sure who that is on the right. Okay, the visionaries are looking. Oh! It's Wahlberg. Mr. Wahlberg. Might I ask you to defer his sentencing, visionaries? Innocent Zero sending a messenger like this is a first. There's a high chance this boy will give us a lead on them. We cannot lose him at this juncture. They're all just kind of like, is the headmaster someone important? He's the headmaster for one. He was probably a divine visionary at some point, right? Because I mean, if he is the what did they call it? It's like not an excerpt, but it's like XP. Is that how it's pronounced? Like when you make like a version of something else and put it in your own like universes and whatnot, it's essentially the same thing. Yeah, so if he's Dumbledore, who was like known as like one of, if not the greatest wizard of his generation, so it's like Wahlberg has to be a divine visionary, right? Seriously? It's like, I'm standing up for you and you seriously don't know who Wahlberg is, boy. Mr. Wahlberg was once a divine visionary himself. Okay, makes sense. In his youth, he was the only one who could stand against Innocent Zero. Wait. Okay, so they have... Yeah, I guess it's been going on for at least a generation or two. Before the current one, so yeah. He's a living legend. And there's like I guess that's a young Wahlberg there in... black... I don't know what you would call that when you do like the lines in white on a black surface, you know, kind of like chalk. I'm I'm soon to become the top magic user in the world. And he's even earned my respect. He's a man among magic users. When he talks, you listen, okay? I understand your position, Mr. Wahlberg, but I won't accept it. Okay, so you aren't... Okay, Desi. I'm going to call him Desi because it's desert. Regulations mandate this treatment. They're not open to individual interpretation. Order must be kept. The lack magics should be purged. Why is that the term you came up with? That's stupid. It's just the way it is. And he's removing his hat. It's like, oh, shit's about to go down just like my hat on the floor. Oh, he's bowing. Oh, okay. That means a lot coming from him then. Mr. Wahlberg, please. You needn't bow to us. Okay, so she's like the text witch, right? True, he cannot use magic. He is rough around the edges, and he is no scholar. But he has an unusual gift, the power to sway hearts. Our worldviews need to change, and I believe it'll take someone like him to do it. And that is not all I hope for. Until now, those without magic have been treated as inferior species. Well, to be honest, I think that there's like a whole thing about that, but like that there's like 3 humanoid species in this series. You've got the magic users, you've got the non-magic users, and then you have whatever the hell Mash is, which I assume is like inverted magic. Like they couldn't like exert magic on the outside of their bodies, and it kind of just accumulates and reinforces their bodies, as I call them, like magical inverse. But I talk about this like every chapter, so just about anybody that watches me on the regular should know this theory by now. But I take issue with that understanding. It does not seem just to me our values change alongside history. They're staring at him. Redefining those values takes courage, because we must admit our injustices. That said, what is wrong is still wrong. This is like the most we've ever heard out of Wahlberg. Mr. Wahlberg, I respect your position, but no one person gets to... Uh-oh. Is that rain? Oh, rain's pounding. I'm asking as well. While I agree with the headmaster, Mash Bernadette has also proven himself worthy of our trust, in my own opinion. Okay, the sword fire dude is like, I'm sure you mean well, but opinions don't change the rules. And now the necromancer, as I'm assuming is his powers. Debating's boring. Throw the book at him. You've stated your position well, but the public won't accept an exception, says the scholarly textual magic user, I guess. And snow and beast magic users that just kind of stand in the background. I mean, I understand him not talking, but her, I'm pretty sure she talked like in the last chapter during her introduction. And that might have been the only time she's ever talked. There's nothing to discuss. We execute the lack magics. You're all putting emotion before rational thought. I too. Wait. Oh, it's a blessing. Okay, or blessed. Feels similar to you. The lack magics needed to be cold. Arpegic. What is pagic? I don't know what word I'm coming up with. Well, hell, maybe pagic would be better than lack magics. But anyway, our power is a special blessing from the divine. Such to the point that my parents decided to name me blessed. Those without it were designed for exclusion. They do not meet our standards for humanity, but one of those same lack magics saved my life. Oh, I love that he's actually like, he shouldn't technically be like. I don't think he was actually awake last chapter after the parasite got off of him, did he? I know I should act in accordance with the rules. If I'm being remiss in my duties, so be it. But this case was mine to process. And I request a deferment on his behalf. And he even bows a little bit. You may punish me as you see fit, but I will not change my verdict. Wahlberg's just kind of like, right. Three of the visionaries and then the desert one are all kind of just staring. Only on these conditions. What? He must act under our direct observation as a tool against Innocent Zero, and he must prove himself strong enough, meaning, at minimum, he becomes this year's Divine Visionary candidate. Oh, shit. Okay. That's a big minimum. The first thing, like, or the second point that he made is like he must prove himself strong enough. Like, that could have been interpreted in many ways, but then they tack on that whole divine visionary bit for that. So it's like, yeah, you kind of might have screwed Mash over, but like I said last chapter, I think it was, or was it the chapter before? It's like there's no chance you can hold him in any cell, because like he can repel magic seemingly, he can bust through most physical barriers and probably break chains and shit. So it's like nothing you do will contain him if he wants to leave. So yeah. But this is an interesting verdict. Should he fail, he faces extermination. There is your deferment. Alright, understood. So Mash just kind of accepts it, okay. But if I want to embody the headmaster's wishes and live in peace with everyone, that alone won't be enough. Oh shit, he's like just smashing the floor there. What is up with that shape? So I'm gonna give innocent Gyro a beating. He doesn't even know what it's called. I mean, I don't know what some of the things are called character-wise, so it's like, I guess I'm a Mash, just without all the power. Elsewhere, with my fist. Wait, why is it shaking? The like, Innocent Zero castle in the sky. Is it shaking because it feels Mash's power? What the hell? Is it floating, like, right above wherever they are? But, and then we see, like, the leader of Innocent Zero, who I'm assuming is that father character, that we haven't gotten to see his face. So this is, like, the closest we've seen of his design. He's just looks like kind of an older man in a robe. That's about it. There ain't much to go by. But we'll have to wait and see, of course. Like, I wonder how old of an organization Innocent Zero is, because Wahlberg could easily be well over 100 years old if he follows the same, trends that Dumbledore, because Dumbledore is like, I think he was supposedly born in like the late 1880s or something, so yeah, he was well over 100 years old when he died, so Wahlberg could be too. And if he was fighting in his youth, which would have been in the excess of like 70 years ago, yeah, Eden, or I keep wanting to say Eden Zero for some reason, Innocent Zero would be quite the old organization. But I do love that Wahlberg did come in to like vouch for his student. I mean, he vouched for him to join, even though I'm pretty sure, or I seem to recall, he was always aware that Mash didn't have any magic. Which maybe that's actually part of the reason why he let Mash in the first place, because he's like, this boy is special. He might play a role in allowing us to take down that organization from my past. if that's actually the case, that's actually kind of a cool setup that I don't think anybody would have thought about. I mean, early MASH was kind of, or early Mashle, um, it was very episodic, with only a little bit of continuity here throughout, beyond just basic continuity. So, who knows if the author actually planned things that far ahead? I don't know. But yeah, so Mash has to prove himself and to also become the divine visionary if he wishes to live, which I still don't know how you plan on killing him if he fails. But we'll find that out, I guess, if it comes to pass. That would actually be hilarious. They like try to kill him so many ways, and they try to imprison him. He destroys or resists all methods, be it death and or imprisonment, and then they just kind of give up, and it's like, hey, will you just be a good person and not cause the world problems? And he'd be like, you got cream puffs? Yes. Then I'll be a good boy. And then it's like he just becomes like this all-powerful entity that he's the Saitama, You live amongst a god in human form, essentially. It's like there's nothing you can really do if he wants to do something. So at least, try to keep him happy, which isn't a hard thing to do, really. Saitama, as long as you don't mess up his bargain hunting, and Mash, if you don't mess up his cream puffs, they're usually pretty agreeable guys. So that would be an easy thing to do. So, it wouldn't be the worst thing if they just, like, after they realize, yeah, there's nothing we can do about him. You just be a good guy, help us when we need help. I think everything can work out in the end. Because we have to give up. But yeah. So yeah, yeah. Also, it was interesting that Blessed spoke up for Mash as well. But I mean, that made sense. He had a direct connection to Mash because of the fact that he was saved by him. So of course that, but he could have easily have gone the other way. I mean, he was even like, he essentially said like, he does agree that like he needs to be executed because of their rules and everything, but like his own personal notions of like, well, he did save my life, so he deserves a chance. He's shown to be, not a horrible person. So, killing an innocent person, I wonder how often that happens in this world, to be honest, which really saddens me if you think about it. But yeah. Let's see here. I think that's about it. Yeah. Also, Rain, he stepped up in similar things to like some of the others. It's just like he's seen what Mash can do, and it's like he's not a bad guy. It's like, give the guy a chance. So yeah. But anyway, I think I've covered all the bases, I believe. So, but yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this. Anything I misunderstood, please let me know down below. Check out my other content, see what you like, suggest things for the future. Links down below for all my social media so you can keep up with my content and have ways to contact me. I stream on Twitch where I do gaming, and I'll tweet out when I go live. Part of the One Punch Man podcast on Grim Reaper's channel, so go check that out. And as always, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, Keishlings. Execution deferment.